guy.
Yeah, you
because
where's the ice? Don't work.
Where's the ice?
Or where's the hot? It's
all hot. It's all hot.
It's irritating your skin. That's what they use.
Nah, fuck the bull.
That's what the
anytime someone is trying to find
that's why it's like.
I'm like, why do you like that bullshit?
If you want,
it's delicious.
You want some flavor, like, you know what I'm saying? You go cheddar fries, or you go
it's all about
jalapeno.
It's all about
jalapeno cheddar.
The
Cheetos.
Cheetos?
Yeah. Oh, way better than Flamin'
Hot. Now, I went through like a 6-month period where I was eating no chip except Flamin' Hot Cheetos, and then I discovered the jalapeno Cheetos, and I was like, fuck those Flamin' Hot Cheetos, because these bitches are hot with taste.
Exactly. Thank you.
I was gonna say the Flamin' Hot Cheetos, they have a weird bitter aftertaste, yo. I don't like that.
But they give you what you're. Flamin' Hot Cheetos are literally made to give you what you're looking for in that moment. Once it's over, you realize I fucked up. You like, God damn, they look good, but God damn, I fucked up.
See, my thing, Red Hot chips. Red Hot Ice chips.
Hell no.
My shits,
y'all. That's so funny because Artie is the last person
I would think would just be eating hot shit like that.
No, that's some nigga shit.
Yeah.
Red Hot chips, dog.
Yeah,
it's really like, I grew up on Emerson Avenue. That's some shit that niggas like that.
Ghetto bitches eat. Bro, ghetto bitches live off of fucking flaming.
Yes.
So ghetto bitches live off of flaming chips, nigga. Like that's their lifeline, yo.
That was how I grew up though. Like.
Yeah, that's
the lemon heads.
And I'm like, yo, that has.
I don't eat lemon heads. I never could eat lemon heads.
Lemon heads is cool, but it's like.
Oh, I lied. They came out with the blue box, the chewy ones. I fucked them up.
I fucked them up. I know exactly. See, I didn't like the regular lemon heads. When they got the chewy ones, that's what
I fucked with them. But the regular lemon heads that they about moms.
They had the red ones. Yeah.
Woo! To this day,
oh my god!
To this day,
and anytime I see them, because I can never find them like in stores, because I'm like, I'm not going that deep in the city to get them. But I'm like, yo,
I'm not going. I'm just always in the city.
I'm not going that deep, yo.
That'd be like going to get some butter crunch.
The Amish Market in Harvard County got them, yo.
Okay.
Nigga, they
got them too. Then.
They literally got.
I bet you.
They got every color.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
they probably got them too, though.
I bet you if you look,
they got some.
Bro, have you, because, they took me because at my job, people were getting that shit. I was like, the fuck is that? And they're like, yo, you can go, they're doing deals.
What y'all talking about?
The Amish Market.
The Amish Market of the street. And I don't even know, I went in there and I was, I even said this, I was like, and even when I said it out loud, I heard myself, like, getting, like, high. I was like, can you even say that? I was like, right, that's all. I was really like, I was like, is Amish offensive?
No, hold up, time out. Because the first time I was at
they can fry the hell out some chicken.
The first time I went to Amish Market since I was like 8 was a few weeks ago, yo. I walked in and I'm completely shocked because when you say Amish Market, I'm thinking like a parking lot. Or like a side spot with tents. They got the produce on there.
No, sir.
Bro, it's a building with lights.
They built.
And technology. And I'm sitting there like this. Well,
I was fully prepared to pay cash. I was like, my sister invited me. It's like, it's no way they take cards.
They built
shit. Using chip?
They built shit.
Bro, isn't that against what they're supposed to be doing?
They don't have nothing else to do. They built shit. You'd be like, yo, bro, you do this.
But isn't that
just take cards?
But how do you still ride? How do you still ride horse and carriage, but use credit card to swipe?
Because realistically, this is how they justify it. Is that like I'm doing this for Jesus, like or like the money is not for me, like it's for our cause. Bro. So like we need to take the most aggressive way to get the money for our cause. But like money for you as like an individual it's really about that and why they dress so simple and things like that, because like it's never about me as an individual.
A couple of them had some fat asses.
Yeah, I'm sure.
They be hiding.
And if you can see it through that, if you can see it through that, then it's really there. Because those joints are specifically made
to cover it
so
up.
You cannot see that.
I'm a shapeless dress.
Bro, I'm talking about it was some thickums behind those counters, yo. I'm just sitting like this.
Yeah, because I told you,
this gonna sound crazy.
They fried the chicken. Like I'm trying to tell you,
bro.
It's crazy. Somebody's got to taste it.
2 weeks in a row, I went back for this specific thing, yo. They had boneless beef barbecue ribs. Yo, it tasted like a rib I've never tasted in my life.
It's different, yo.
Okay.
Like a pure cow, never been harmed,
At all.
lived up on a mountaintop
This
with
was our pet
some
first.
organic grass or something.
Us for my job, it was about the they had the egg rolls in the morning, and you can get was 2 for $8. And I'm talking about these are egg rolls that like you couldn't finish both of them. Like the fucking they had the steak, egg, and cheese, and then they had a fucking bacon, egg, and cheese. And then they had just a regular steak and cheese, chicken and cheese, buffalo chicken, and all shit like that. But I'm talking about when you like bite into it, like you're like, yo, this is a real steak and cheese, like a cheese steak type shit. Like yo, that's all.
Yo, their food is different.
I be seeing some chicks
They
in there, but
care.
I be like, yo,
They
I
care.
can't do her forearms. Is that weird?
They be hairy.
They be hairy and muscular. Yo.
Their ass is so fat. I never looked at it for.
Well, first of all, you should look at it as she can do shit. And when I ask you to do shit, don't act like you haven't been doing shit. Because your forearms say that you've been doing shit.
Look at the hair. You haven't shaved it once.
With your strong ass.
Right, so get the other side of this fridge.
With your strong ass.
Stop playing.
Like, yeah. We're going to move this
Look at
couch.
your legs right
Like, real
Babe,
quick.
when I say tilt,
When I
tilt
told-
to the left.
Hey, I told you to build the crib. All right?
I'm going to work.
I was out back. You was supposed to build a crib.
No, I'm talking about building out of trees. Like, go out there and chop that down. You feel me? Chop that down.
Stop acting like you don't know.
Trim it down, right?
You told me to do
Trim
it.
it down.
Make sure we don't get those splinters.
Sand it down.
Make sure we don't get those splinters.
Hey, stain it down, and you better check with me. You better check with me, because if I don't like it,
You're
you
doing
getting out
it
there.
again. You're doing it again.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
With your old
Real talk.
Yo, could
culture
you date a
days.
woman that's more handy than you?
Yeah,
certainly.
What?
No problem.
I don't have the same.
My ability is to buy money. I mean, is to make money that I can ask somebody that's more skilled than me.
I do say
to the hey, do you put together tables for a living? Because I got this motherfucking table that I need put together. I'm all about like the economy and small business, little hand-in-hand deals. I'm all about that. Like niggas with a trade with their hands. I respect them the most because they can disrespect the dog shit out of you. How many times have you waited for your barber and be like, yo, I swear, yo. But you can't do nothing. Can't do nothing. Because
You walk in.
You need
You
it.
walk in and he rolls you from the first step to the last step. We get
And
you
you
sit
can't do
down.
nothing. And you gonna tip him. And you're gonna tip him.
And I want my extra 10.
Like for real, like it's like and I mean it's just it's like that for like a dentist, a plumber, like a good like anybody who's
Shit that matters.
Like shit that people need every day.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could. I mean, I could.
No.
I'm using this as a very shallow conversation. But like,
Literally.
because obviously if I like her, I like her. But like, I'm just like, I would feel some type of way. Like, I'm not best with my hands, but I also don't want you to put up the teeth.
Them forearms could jack you off though. It would jack you up.
She might also rip your dick up.
Yeah, I was thinking both sides.
Your skin might be all fucked
You
up.
just gotta calm it down.
Because that's not like
You gotta really.
It's like a puppy. Like
I highly doubt her hands are lubricated or soft. So you gotta
First of all, if you ever touch my dick without a lubricated hand, then you better spit. You better something. Yo, are you serious? Are you out of your mind? Like you just want to dry yak my dick?
Like what?
I'm just talking about the overall texture of your hand.
See, that's gay.
That's what you said. He did it. I'm like, I was visioning. I was like, oh, that's weird now.
See, what I did was like
You was visioning what you like.
No. Come on, yo. Come on, yo. Let me rock. Move over.
Nah, gay boy. I've been thinking about.
Nah, gay boy. Hey, y'all heard that shit in years, nigga.
He said no.
I heard that shit in years, nigga.
Oh my
Nah,
god.
gay boy.
I've been thinking about a post for like, have you ever looked at your phone bill and you be like, so basically I'm paying for my mom to call me, my girl to call me, and for my niggas to roast me about like just being gay. Like that's what, like yo, if you ever look at a man's phone, like, we're not getting no other action, just like you're gay. either you're gay, what you said was gay, what you thought was gay, what you put up was gay. Last time I saw you, you were looking gay.
Noticing your hood is getting a little bit tighter. Keep going a size down. I feel like it's not there.
I'm like, yo, that's so
oh my god.
Oh my god, I had one pair of pants I really should let go.
Bro.
I recently let it go. My pops pulled me to the side. I was like, look, listen.
Yo, what?
My pops. I was like, listen, let that go. Like, let it go, bro.
I let go of the tight pants a long time ago.
Oh my goodness.
That's crazy if your dad say something.
he was being like sarcastic.
How many times
like,
have you seen them? Like, it's like, yo, they're really bothering you, huh? Like, yo.
You'll say, yo, you doing
can't have my son like that.
He just said, listen, you were a reflection of us.
Right.
Listen.
I got it the worst because like I was right at the age where I was getting my own clothes when skinny jeans came about. Mm-hmm. So my family roasted me the worst. Like I'm talking about my uncles and cousins was ruthless. Ruthless. Now granted, my younger cousins, they wear the same thing now. Mm-hmm. It's normal now. But when it first came popping and I was wearing them,
you was wearing skinny jeans,
yo. Back in Kenwood, Joe. I was small enough to pull it off.
Bro.
Listen, when Abercrombie and French and all that was popping, yo,
you
went there storming my
there was
like,
you
smell it? He's like,
I couldn't even walk in there.
No, you couldn't. Yeah,
he was like,
I couldn't even walk. There was a white
motherfucker.
boy outside, like, hey, come on in. Like,
and then the smell was
your weight.
The smell was horrible,
yo.
Why don't you have a shirt on? This is why you're small.
The smell of Abercrombie and Fitch up Towson was horrible.
No, my pops was like,
it literally smelled like all the white boys I didn't like on the football team.
Yeah,
that makes a lot of sense.
Especially, and they were talking about, what are you doing, Quante?
Yeah. Yo, I've always wanted to do that one time. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I just want to hit one of these one time, just to see.
I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah. Sorry, I don't have.
I went through a phase where I could just do that.
Yeah,
so I'm good with the flips.
You said no, this is cool.
I went through a phase where like niggas raising their hands, you like, whoa, like my waist. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you said, yo, with the grain. With the grain.
Yo, real
with the grain, bro.
Remember how girls be like, oh my goodness, like with the, you're going at it the wrong way. Yeah.
Why are you this way?
And they used to, especially the white girls be like, can I touch it? Like as they're doing it, you'd be like, yo, I will turn into a nigga right now. This was bad.
Why don't you get behind me and do it the other way, and then we can talk.
It's crazy because like
with a brush.
Yes.
Recently, I've been thinking about like getting my waist back, and I only started thinking about it because like every time I go to my haircut, my barber be like, "You trying to get waves?" I be like, "Nah, like, fuck, I gotta allow my own hair for
like your wave pattern just sitting down there.
Hey, bro, I really got some.
Mine is.
I really got some good ass hair, bro. If you want to keep it a buck,
listen, we gotta touch it there.
Nigga, my hair is quality, high quality.
He said high quality,
bro.
He said what he said.
Yeah, you're so lucky, like for, cause I like. If it wasn't for the whatchamacallit,
what did you just do?
I would do a wave.
We not going.
I would do a wave challenge with this nigga right now. Like, yo, are you serious though? Like, I guarantee you.
I get waves in a week.
That's bullshit. That's a lot. A week though.
Yeah.
7 business
days.
days.
I could also get away. I mean, it's not.
Now, it depends on the level of waves you're talking about.
Yeah, it's not gonna be like. It's not
gonna be 2005 waves.
Like right,
but I can get.
You're tripping. Like
I can literally.
Like, bro, I've done like 1,000 strokes in a day. Like no homo. Like, you know what I'm saying? No, for real. No, so look, my sister's dad, my sister's dad was like influential to me. Like he was my stepdad. You know what I'm saying? So, I always wanted waves like Martin Lawrence and Will Smith and shit like that. Like when the first Bad Boys and shit, and like Black Knight though. Yeah,
Black Knight was different.
So I was like, yo, like how do you get in? Like which one got like his name was Stanley. Stanley also had waves. Mm-hmm. I was like, yo, how do you get waves? Like I didn't know nothing about like why you wearing a do-rag. Like I just thought niggas wore that. Just I really don't know.
No, I just learned that like 10 years ago. I was like
for real, yeah, and then
makes way more
like
sense.
doubling up and all that shit. Like Yo, so I'm like, I didn't know. He was like, yo, you gotta. He was like, yo, you gotta.
It's a lot to it.
He was like, you gotta do 100 strokes a day. First, he started me with like 100 strokes a day. I was like, 100. I was like 100. Like, but I was in like second grade though. I was like that's a lot. Like, what? Yo, for real. I was like, you could feel it on your scalp when you start brushing like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it started getting warm and shit. You be like, yo, what
this shit hurt a little bit.
Like, come on, dog. And so,
see, with me, it's not really so much.
So, like, I've always had the pattern. Like, I can, like, agree, like, with I can get waves on week just because, like, I have the pattern from, like, forever of, like, having waves. And then, like, I was thinking about getting dreads. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, I don't have the patience, and I think about it all the time.
I mean, for me, it's not even the patience of it for me. Like, I can literally wash my hair a day. And if I brush my hair once a day every day for the next 7 days, I'll have waves.
See, that's what I was about to say.
All I'm doing is brushing on my curls until the wave pass.
Just a brush, because I need at least a good do-rag.
No,
I was gonna say
I can go to sleep with. I haven't worn a do-rag since before I had my locks.
Really?
No, I have not.
Like
even now, even as I live with no locks now, bro, I can't tell you last time I bought a do-rag or worn a wave cap or anything like that. I don't need it.
Well, for waves, I would need a do-rag.
See, I need a good do-rag. If I do, like, the brush don't really do it for me. Like, I can brush in the morning and at night.
I sleep too wild.
But this is enough. This is like, what kind of brushes are y'all using? Like,
I use the wave brush.
I use a soft brush. My bristles, like, do y'all use hard bristles or soft brushes?
I use a combination. So the wave enforcer, like, I use the joint.
No, my shit curve around. I got the curve wave. Come on, stop. Please stop, yo. Like, come on, yo.
Right,
I don't know the game.
It's really questionable. I don't know.
Oh, you got it off Amazon. That's some specialty shit.
No, that's in like.
Nah, like it fits your like it fits your joint, so like you can really just like really be like, and also realistically, is the angles better? Like way better. Like the joint right here, you know what I'm saying, like this.
No, because before it would wave up a little bit right here, here. Now it's like
the crazy part is, like, as an adult, what I've learned about my hair and what I know about my hair, I wish I could go back as a, like, elementary, middle, high school and implement that there. I may not have ever had locks because I was doing so much extra shit that people that when your hair type is different than other people that you hang with and you're following and you're doing what they're doing because that's what they have to do for their hair type.
Yeah.
I was doing shit that I didn't need to do. I was literally I was putting so much fucking chemicals and oil in my hair that it was gunking up. It wasn't allowing my hair to grow. Like,
and it started sticking out and get uneven. Like,
it really.
But that's what my friends needed to get their waves, even though I didn't need that.
I'm super glad that because you was hanging out with African kids.
No, just regular niggas.
Like, cause like, I mean, I just like it was more so once we read up on it, like. Like, what's the best way to get waves? Like, no, because, like, I did not fuck with, like, sporting waves or none of that shit because, realistically, you could tell. I don't know if you're call me all fucking. For real, because, like, we've been playing phone tag and I know she gonna play some game. Like, oh, you're not trying to call me. Anyway. That's just your mom. You know what I'm saying? Like, your mom be like, they always. So, I just didn't fuck with sport waves because, like, I thought, like, the big, dumb, like, ridiculous waves, like, sport waves had a certain type of shit. Like, you didn't see sport waves, them little-ass ripples, like,
but you can tell when they not natural, though.
Yo, them little-ass ripples, I'm telling you, like, the big, dumb, like, wow. Well, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that shit, like, you can tell, like,
I just use tea tree oil now, because now I understand, like,
I used tea tree on my face now.
Yeah, I know it's everywhere. But I just recently, like probably like 6 months to a year ago, know like how my hair grows, like because that's what like you gotta know what way your grain goes.
Oh
like,
yeah.
You might have to. People brush down, but I can't brush down. That's not how my hair goes.
My shit goes to the side like a fag. Yeah, it does. Like it's like my shit goes like.
It's crazy because I learned part of the reason why my locks was falling out is because how my hair grows. Because
is something on fire out there? Am I seeing smoke? Somebody got a grip on, right? You see the smoke? Okay, you see it, right?
Smoke, but
okay.
It might be from like the laundry.
I'm sorry,
it might be a laundry room right there or something. You know how like They got the vent from the dryers.
Gotcha.
No, that's probably what it is.
I thought niggas had like a hibachi. Like,
I want some.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm so happy you said the word hibachi. Yo, have you had the Miku Steakhouse on the street?
Yo, if that's crazy, please shut your fucking mouth.
Yo.
Because my wife wants to go there so fucking bad.
No.
Isn't it? Aren't they kind of high though? They're kind of high though. Like,
I haven't looked at the receipt because it was so good. Listen to me.
No, I'm sorry. No. You can't. Right, thank you. You cannot take that back. What do you mean you didn't look at the receipt? You didn't look at the receipt, yo? Quante.
What? Nigga, I'm looking at the price before I order, nigga.
Quante, right? That's what I'm saying. Like, are you serious? Before you even charge my card, you have to
balling like that?
You have to clear it with me. Your shit's like that? Like, come on, yo, give me $20. Like, no. Like,
nigga, buy me a meal,
nigga.
Feed me.
Damn.
I'm so hungry. Yo.
What?
Listen, if you get the chicken and shrimp, it came out to about 23.
You don't know. You don't know.
This nigga got a combo meal and didn't ask the price. He got a no. That's some shit my wife did. Like, and luckily she's my wife now.
Hey, yo.
But like she did that on a date one time.
I'm just trying to live like Artie. I'm just trying to live like Artie.
Yeah, right. Nah, you
because
I hope the Lord bless me like
for
that.
real. Like, make me a baller.
I need that because I'm like, yo, every receipt I get. Give me the glasses. Whose glasses? Who got glasses in here? I'm sorry, I can't. Make sure we read the fine print.
Listen.
You didn't look at the.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't look at it. You wait.
It was payday.
You just swiped.
No, I paid over the phone.
So you
didn't even
card number. He read off his card number. Never heard the total. That's what he's saying.
Listen.
That's
I wanna be like art. The fuck?
Listen, that shit was so.
I don't give a pay or not, nigga. I'm still looking at the receipt because it's a point of no return.
You said 160. 160.
Nigga, me and Norman ordered some food, and I was looking at the receipt like, what?
Yo.
I looked at food like, hold the fuck up.
Wait a minute, did we? Yo, that was like it was like $60.
It was $60.
It was just me and him. It wasn't even like
yeah.
Yo, $60 on what? Yo, it was
lunch.
I'm blaming him because I know him.
Nigga, that food.
He did that
shit.
I was like, I thought.
I don't know what. Oh, we got subs and wings.
We had like two different colors, but it was I think it was the
Nigga,
that's the delivery joint.
Yeah, the delivery added like $6, and then the $7 too.
That shit is so good though.
Yeah, pizza sauce is next level.
That shit is good. Oh my god, that shit is so good.
That's oh my god.
Listen,
I'm not ordering it sale no more. It's
order the hibachi, yo.
The second I had to take that second time.
Yeah, I was like,
it's edible, but
it is.
I don't want an edible, so I want a delicious.
Like, first of all, like, is that spray cheese on there? Like, what is that?
Why is the bread not greasy?
That's what I'm telling you.
Why is the bread not greasy?
Spartacus, I'm telling you.
Nigga, but their wings and pizza.
The wings are good. The pizza is great, and like especially when you get the thin crust, like.
I don't like thin crust pizza.
I do and I don't. Not when I want pizza.
When I want pizza, I want pizza.
Yeah, like if I want a real pizza, give me the full.
Nah, I'll eat thin crust if you got it.
Nah, I like thin crust because like I'm not a big dough guy. Like,
I understand.
I'm a big dough guy because I'm a big bread guy.
I like bread. I like bread. I love bread. Like, but I just don't like.
It's the same concept to me.
But the thin crust is the essence of pizza to me. It's like how they make it in Italy. It's like it's a flat joint, and then it's really it's the sauce that's supposed to make it. And
yeah, but they don't make thin crust pizza.
Like
that's not how pizza started.
Yeah,
not with thin crust. Pizza didn't start with thin crust.
So that's true because it's actually a Japanese dish. But if you want to be, yeah, pizza's actually originally. Yeah.
Why
so it's just that the Italians just do it the best. Because I'm telling you that dough with the crispiness and the Mediterranean ingredients to make a tomato paste is ridiculous. to make a tomato sauce, and then like you throw the cheese in there, and then you throw any type of ingredients you want, like onions, peppers. Like notice that it's like onions, banana peppers. Banana peppers don't grow in Japan.
Nigga, banana peppers good as fuck, boy.
Have you ever had like a pineapple pepperoni banana pepper joint?
Don't
I
buy
don't
that
eat.
on my pizza.
I don't. Yeah, that's disgusting.
No, I didn't. I meant to take it back. I meant pepperoni. I don't like sweet shit on my shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what. My boss was like, "Is that really good?" I was like, "Wow."
Nigga, I actually stepped out of my box the other day.
You could have like I've had a specialty pizza from a specialty place that had like pulled pork and pineapple, like where the pork was like roasted.
Pork and pineapple go together though.
Exactly.
That's a dish.
Exactly.
Like,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if you do
never had
Hawaiian
ham and
style, if you do Hawaiian
It's
style.
been a long time, so I can't remember.
I'm not.
I literally don't remember the taste of, like, you know how your mom or your grandma makes that big ass ham with the pot. I don't remember that taste, that flavor. I don't remember that. That's how long it's been.
You have your own house now, so you get yourself a ham. Well, I don't know if you're gonna.
I don't eat pork.
He said that more.
That's why I've been so long since I had that taste. I can't relate no more.
That's crazy.
Outside of bacon, is pork good? Like, I don't even think it's good.
You gotta be mine.
Outside of bacon, I don't even eat pork.
You ever had
Nigga,
scrapple? Right?
Ribs is the only pork flavor I can distinctly remember.
Ribs
are
ham.
but
like,
even
What about bacon? God.
when's the last time you had a slice, like a real good slice of ham?
as good,
It's been
yo,
a while.
as good as pork ribs is, yo, it's not fucking with me.
Is it weird that I don't put ham and pork in my mind?
Really? Cause
Like, you don't think they're the same?
I don't know.
No, ham is different. Ham is different. I don't put it in that pork category. It was ham.
But I
Ham is ham.
think
You know
I think pork ribs.
I don't even care what you say. I don't care.
I
if it's
think
facts.
pork ribs can show up like real talk, because like especially if you roast them right, like
Ham is different. Like, it's not
I think the
pork,
difference.
beef.
I think the difference for me is beef ribs go it relates to what I like in meat more. It's leaner, it's less fatty. I literally hate fat in my meat.
Yeah,
so,
I like that.
So with pork having so much fat on it, it's great. It's a great taste, but that super lean. Nah, it's not even comparable to me. Beef ribs are amazing.
I don't know if I've had beef ribs, to be honest.
Go get yourself a nice prime rib.
I don't know if I've had that.
Expensive as
I
fuck.
think I've only had
Prime rib is not a beef rib. It's not even the same
Prime
product.
rib is a beef rib.
It's not even the same product.
Jesus.
I know it's been a couple years since I had this shit, but come on, yo, stop that.
Who's this acting like that, yo?
Don't leave it silent while I'm searching shit.
Stand by.
Like,
Stand by.
it's like it's too hard like being right all the time. So I'm just not gonna say anything. So, pull up a diagram. I'll be honest with you, they don't sell. They don't.
Roast prime ribs of beef. Here's our beef roast. Oh, no, I don't count. Buffalo prime. But see, they specify prime of beef. That don't mean that.
So it's not the same.
Read this little excerpt right here.
Oh shit, they got a paragraph. A standing rib roast, also known as prime rib, is a cut of beef from primal bullshit. One of the 9 primal cuts of beef, while the entire rib section comprises ribs 6 through 12.
Thank you. It doesn't count. Right? It's a primal. Read it again. Read it again, because obviously.
Was my point not that it's beef?
Oh, now it's that it's beef.
No,
that's literally what I said. Was
that is beef. We
didn't I say that prime rib is beef?
Is that what he was arguing? Because
that was the entire argument.
If that's what you know, my argument was that it doesn't come from the same place that the rack.
That's not what you said. You said you would say that it's just not beef at all.
Pull the phone down and rewind it. Because what I said, no, I'm not being serious. Because what I said was that the prime rib from a cow, yes, is not the same thing as getting a rack of ribs.
So now you want me
from the cow.
So
that's exactly what I said. No, in no uncertain terms, pull the phone down.
Like, nowhere near certain terms. Because that ain't what you said.
Pull the phone down. We've been recording for what? Pull it down.
He said pull it down. Podcast is over.
We can to prove the point.
We can edit it. What are you talking about? It doesn't have to be over. But we can pull it down, look at it, and then splice together. When I come back smiling, and this nigga look like a dumbass. Like, oh yeah.
I'm not like a dumbass. What I said was accurate.
No, it's not. Because yes, what you said was accurate about what you said. Yes, but what you're now saying is that I argued that it was beef.
You said it's not beef. You said
no, I did not. I wouldn't have made such a simple argument. That's stupid. Like, why am I I'm gonna argue with you that beef ribs are beef ribs? Like, no. What are you talking about? That I'm gonna say prime rib comes from a pig? No, that's a ribeye, sir. So no, I'm not gonna make that argument. I know what I know about what I know.
Prime ribs aren't beef ribs, and that's how I started.
No, I said they aren't from the same rack of ribs.
You didn't specify that, bro. That's not what you said. That's not what you said, bro.
They're not from the ribs. The prime rib is not from the ribs.
You're saying that now, but that's not what you iterated earlier. Is what I'm telling you.
Pull it down.
Hungry nigga shit.
Pull it down.
Now I'm about to go get a rib. So
he said now.
Yeah, I'm about to cook.
Now I want
look at some fucking ribs.
He said I'm over it.
Listen, just to argue with you about it. Hey yo, listen.
This is beef. This is beef,
nigga.
On a slightly more serious note, one.
How the fucking segue was that?
So anyway, so another police shooting happened. One, I'm sick of hearing it.
That was police. That wasn't police.
That was police, to my knowledge. Unless we're not talking about the same one.
The jogger?
Yes. Is that not police?
They weren't cops.
They weren't cops?
Nah.
Elaborate.
They were regular civilians, as far as I'm aware of, right?
I'll be honest. I have no idea what y'all talking about. I don't listen.
I'm literally judging off Facebook posts, so I don't want to speak incorrectly.
And when I get on Facebook, it's like
from when I was reading the articles, it sounded like cops. It might not be cops. Either way, I bring that up to say I'm real tired of like Black lives being undervalued. Even though it's how long we've been undervalued, it's starting to get to me in my older age.
I agree.
Right,
we're starting to be old
now.
Black men.
Now we care.
We're starting to be old black men.
You said one day like the older you get, the more you care about shit. So before I don't have like
even as you said that, your beard turned gray.
Yeah,
like, it was like
it
was like it was just like.
But it's like
we're turning into our dads because honestly, like we're starting to understand like wow, there are real injustices.
And you realize how important we are.
Yeah.
And like
or you realize how much is under talked about. Like, wait a minute. You're telling me that niggas is talking about a virus that's killing less than 1,000 people. Realistically, cops are killing almost at the rate of the coronavirus.
100%.
Like it's like, are you serious?
I'm actually the opposite of you guys.
In what sense?
In the sense of, it's not that I don't care. I've unfortunately been exposed to and been so emotionally expressive about my feelings on this topic so early on that just like a lot of bullshit in this country, you just get numb to it.
100%.
And
but see,
that's really where I'm at now. I'm just numb to it.
I started at the numb phase. And now I think I'm almost coming out of the numb phase. So I'm like, yo, this is not right, yo. I
progressively worked my way to the numb phase. And it wasn't something I did consciously because I've always
that's normal human behavior.
I've always tried to state like the fact that you can literally go on the internet and watch hundreds
100%.
of black men being shot. Real life. Like this is real life. And you can watch it happen. It's only a matter of time before you're numb to it, 100%. Before it no longer has the same impact that it
and I'll shoot you
should
some credit. I think you're a lot more well researched. So I think you've dabbled a lot deeper than we have.
Not in recent years. Not in the
last year. That we see it in passing, but I think you knowing your personality and how you learn stuff, I think, come on, y'all. But honestly, like, I know, at least for me, I'll speak for me. I know you're a lot more well researched than I am, so I know you'll dive deeper without seeing it.
I think a lot of compliments. Like,
no,
I don't read.
You gotta big up, and this. But listen, another thing I want to keep, like, I want to make sure I do is compliment other black men about how well they're doing, because I think we don't do that as a people enough anyway. So I want to make sure I'm conscious.
That should be true.
I think I consciously want to start telling people like, nah, I see you. You doing you.
Yeah. That's true. No, that's real true. It takes a real man to do that. Like, real talk. Because, like, to acknowledge, like, hey, yo, you all right. You know what I'm saying? Like, you doing, like, rather than, because, like, breaking balls and, like,
that's part of the culture.
Making, and, like,
no,
like,
you're going to get that too.
You're gay. Like,
you're going to get that too.
That shit is easy.
You definitely bust your balls a little bit, but
we should do that. Nah. Build more healthy relationships between us.
I think this is where
so that we stop turning on us and shooting us.
I think this is where it really like started getting numb for me. Is like when the closer it got to home almost.
Yeah.
Like with Freddie Gray, with Corinne Gaines, with different comic counters that you have. Even if it's some like run of the mill. Even if it's some run of the mill cops just doing their job and stopping you just to double check, it still puts that fucking fear in you, and it's like, yo, come on. And I don't know, yo, like that. I can't think about that because it's not that I can't think about it, yo, but like the negativity and it wears, yo, that shit wears on you, yo.
Well, for me, it's what hurts the most for our culture and for our demographic is the feeling of being helpless as to you can't do anything about that.
Yo, exactly.
It's like you can't vote. You can't be like, hey,
you're
I need these niggas to have a different mindset.
Yo.
And they're like, nah. Like, it's because they're really shooting us. Like, and so many times do I see, like, memes and shit like that where they, like, kind of, like, want to bring it up, but, like, kind of bring it up in a cartoonish way and bring it up in an anecdote that is drawn and things like that. But at the same time, there are real mothers crying for dead black boys, dead black men that were subject to not. I mean, I just really can't even.
It makes me sick
subject to like
go viral. Like it's like you're making that mother watch her son get shot
over and over.
It don't even make sense. Like why would you even?
And his death is
not just that,
now.
yo. Not just that, bro. That shit has a lasting effect on the culture. Like 100%. Yo, you're having an entire community of black boys see other black boys shot dead, bro. Like. The fact that talking about this giving me chills right now is crazy because you don't see other races go through this shit.
Yeah, you want to weep.
You don't
for our own
shit,
people,
bro.
for people that look like me, that look like you, that look like you. I weep honestly, in my bed for your son, my son. What are we gonna do? What can we possibly do other than to try to tell him?
It's nothing. It's nothing you can fucking do. And I'm realizing it now. I'm realizing it within this presidential election that there's nothing you can fucking do because the powers that be are going to get their fucking way. No. They're about to vote in. He's not going to win, so I'm not going to say vote in. They chose a motherfucker with blatant health issues like dementia, heart problems. They chose this man over a man with actual great ideas for the community. And what makes it so worse is the people that really voted for Biden over Bernie are the people that need Bernie the fucking most. Like you ignorant fucking. Yo, we're so brainwashed. That we don't even vote in our best interest
at all.
Well, how about, I'm sorry, Monte, I have to challenge that. I'd have to challenge your statement there and say that, honestly, we don't vote at all.
It's fair enough.
That's the real problem.
I've said it last year.
If you were to get them to the polls, I believe in the intellectual ability of our people and of our culture and of our of the people that can vote. I believe that honestly, if they were to honestly submit, because I'm not saying that Donald Trump wouldn't get any votes, but I'm saying I really think that cooler heads will prevail.
Agreed.
If everybody went, but because everybody's not going,
right.
That's the issue that we're
I
having.
see what you're saying. For the most part, I agree. The problem with that is you will also not only have to get them to the polls, you have to educate them on each of the candidates' talking points and what they're trying to do with their presidency. The unfortunate part about the black people and the young people that do vote is they don't vote on the shit that would benefit them. They vote on the popular candidate. Biden is the popular candidate based on his vice presidency with Obama.
And I'm super sorry, and I really hate to be this guy, but I had to disagree with you on there as well. They have the information. It's right there on your phone. You spend all that time on your phone anytime. Quante, as you know, and as I know, the debates, everybody's history, everything is right there on your phone. It's right there on your phone. Right there. And you're on there anyway.
Right. Right.
So you're telling me that you're going to the polls uneducated? I'm sorry, sir.
Because just like we take our time,
right?
And I don't know how much time you guys take, but just like
not really a whole bunch. I'll be honest with you. It's like this is
take much.
This is shitting material. Bro, this is when I'm on the toilet. I ain't got nothing else to do but to reach for toilet paper.
It doesn't take that much.
After we get off this conversation, we're gonna talk how much shit. That when women are shitting, that's where we get all our information from.
Oh yeah.
Yo, I'm in school. I'm here.
I'm not going nowhere. Let me read this all the way through. Listen, or realistically, because every article that's worth its salt comes with some sort of video and shit like that. Yo, you ain't even gotta read no more. They're telling you the information. He said this. They said that. This is false because of this document. And you can look it all up. I'll be honest. I just watched Bad Education. It was one of the movies where like
that's the one with Cameron Diaz.
No, that's Bad Teacher. Okay. Bad Education is with Hugh Jackman and Ray Romano and some more white people.
What platform is that on? Platform?
I watched it on. It was on HBO.
Okay.
Yeah, it was on cable. So I watched it, and it was about how they all were spending money. They were spending the government's money, the taxpayers' money for a school system. And they were like, they tried to pin it on this one girl, and she was like, "You think I'm a?" And they were like, "Pam, you're a sociopath. Like you're out of control." But every
sociopath is
and like it was so funny because there was a moment, there was a scene where they all grouped up and were like talking to her like, "Pam, you have a problem. Like we want to help you." But they were all doing the same thing. It wasn't just her. Right. It was like they had just kind of caught her because she was like that was her job. She was the business person, like, you know what I'm saying? So, and they were like, "Oh my God." And then it turned out like, oh, like she only took like $2 million. This nigga took 4. That nigga took 6. That nigga took 7. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was like, oh, what?
Bigger than these than me, nigga.
But it was just about it just reminded me about how we can try to go along and how they tried to like just be like, "Hey, what we have here works. What we have here works." It's like, works for who? For y'all? For the white man? Like, no, it's not working for me. So it's about and maybe I'm stretching that movie premise, but to me, I always relate it back to the black man. It's like the injustices are unfair, and the scales being unbalanced have been unbalanced for so long, and people are looking at it like, if you look at it's really kind of how you look at it, like how you look at it. Are you serious? The fact that we haven't get reparations, but the Indians get reparations? What?
I wasn't even due championing reparations, but when I found out other countries get it, I'm like, oh, this is a
what? Yo,
like, oh, you can get it? Like, this is a thing.
If other people get it, who's more entitled than we are? Like, I'm like, just send it to court. Let's just argue it out, then tell me at the end that we don't deserve it.
I remember being in fucking, I want to say it was 10th grade when I found out about reparations, and then we was learning about about Holocaust. Remember Holocaust? So we learned about Holocaust. Mind you, personally, I'm over the Holocaust. I don't want to hear nothing else about it. I don't even really learn about World War II anymore because they always bring the Holocaust.
The Jews got paid, though.
Bro, the Jews got paid from the Germans, from the Japanese, from Europe, from the U.S. They got paid from people that saved their fucking lives.
Russia, don't forget Russia.
The Soviet Union. They got paid from people who saved their lives.
The entire European.
But when you bring up reparations for black people who went through even worse atrocities for even longer periods of time.
And we all saw it. And they all saw it. And you'd be like, because I just want to understand. So wait, any person that you talk about, anything they bring up, you like, we built that. We built that. Nah, real talk. No, like, go ahead and look back at it. It was Cornbread Fred, Old Samuel, John Henry. They were niggas. They all built that. It wasn't no.
And the crazy thing is, they try to downplay. Like, I had somebody try to explain to me how the Holocaust was worse than slavery. I'm like, you don't even know how much they downplay slavery. Like, they teach you, okay, they hung people. No. Listen.
No, sir.
Time out.
So
before you even get to that,
systematic,
bro.
Prosecution,
even the gruesomeness of it.
Person.
Before we even get to the system, it was
right. We're not even. Well, for me, it's like we're not even talking about. I'm not even talking about the most graphic and inhumane shit. I'm talking about just the shit where it's like we're not gonna give them houses where we have houses.
Bro.
We're not gonna let them drink water where we drink. Hey, you can't have the same sandwiches as I have sandwiches.
I think.
Come on, dog.
I think the point that's really lost when people talk about slavery is the fact that they didn't come straight from Africa to the United States
at all.
The fucking Caribbeans were the transport station for slavery. Those people are descendants of slaves. So it's deeper than that. They also never want to bring up how many Africans died on the trip over this motherfucker.
Oh my gosh.
They also don't want to bring up the fact that, legally speaking, slavery was ended in like 1803 or something like that.
They didn't tell niggas, right?
But
they didn't tell niggas till like yesterday.
And the fact that we're the only country still going through this. Like,
going through what?
This systematic, this subtlety.
That's not. Oh, in this country, sure. Yeah,
this is a parasite, right?
Yeah, like
this is a parasite. It's the fighting amongst each other, amongst.
And that's the problem too. And I think the problem is black people always want to avoid that conversation because yes, that's the bigger issue. But we also have to unite. Like, it's not a thing where, okay, yes, it's black on black crime, and yes, that's a bigger issue. But if we stop fighting each other, then that's the first step.
And that's the thing is that we have to accept each other. We have to be like, hey, Q. We all, you know what I'm saying? A Q.
Don't be scared to be the
we all together against these niggas. You know, against them that ain't niggas. And we have to stop the infighting. That I want to fight you because you like my girl, like, over girls.
Yo, I think this is some weak ass shit I'm about to say, but this is just how I felt. This is how I feel about this. I began to move with it. I really stopped talking about that with people. I stopped talking about like how to make us better, how we can do better, how we can grow.
Honestly, you can't.
I stopped because
it makes you angry.
when you speak logically to people, I'll take that back. When you speak logically to victims that want to continue to be victims, it's nothing you can say that's gonna better their situation that they're gonna hold on to and work towards.
I'm glad.
There's so many of us that want to keep putting the blame off and 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 blaming on me, blaming on me, blaming on me. At what point are we gonna start holding ourselves accountable? Because even though the situation we're in is based on another people's doing,
we chose to stay here.
We chose to stay here. We chose to get comfortable here.
Wait a minute.
I'm talking about the mindset. I'm not necessarily talking about. I'm not talking about the country. I'm talking about the mindset. We chose to take their welfare and get comfortable instead of using it for what it's meant for and to build.
And what is old us.
Like even if you accept the fact that we never get reparations, bruh.
I don't even care.
We don't need reparations.
Nobody cares about reparations, but it's a conversation.
No, it's definitely a conversation. But think about all the fucking money we blow on dumb shit every year, bro. We now this is the crazy stat that I find atrocious. We're 12% of America's population. 12%. Yet we account for triple of any other race when it comes to spending. Especially around Christmas.
If we want it, we'll find a way to get it.
How does that make sense? But the vast majority of us still live in poverty.
How does that make sense?
And
I'm glad you said what you said about people choosing to be victims, because I find myself having conversations with people like, okay, he gets it. You don't get it, so I can't be with you. I gotta move. The amount of people that jump into work, this is due, and like I was saying earlier, like we can't be scared to network and build our tribe. Like I met this dude, it's crazy, I don't even know his name. I see him on a regular, we dab up, yo, what's going on with you? Such and such. I'm doing this, this, and this. I got my 401k going here, here, and here. I took off a year, I'm building this, this, and this. And we just chop it up every time. Yo, you got cool, my man I talk to. Yo, what books you reading? How are you trying to better yourself? Like, if we're not having those conversations, then it's poison. Like, don't come around me talking about how you can't get shit or how shit is hard.
Yeah, nah.
Like, that shit's annoying to me.
Nah, it's annoying, it's toxic, and that shit lingers, yo. Because that brings a negativity, that brings a mindset that isn't helpful for anybody.
I was just telling my sister, I was like, all my friends that I really value and like really call my peoples, it's like, yo, you trying to get this job? I got you. You trying to do this? I got you. You trying to get here for a job interview?
Yeah.
I got you. Even to the point where it's like, I shouldn't. But I'm like, because I know where you come from, the circumstances you might not have access to it, I'm going to pay that. Like, I'll give you a prime example. My man just actually, not really my man, but somebody I'm associated with got out of prison, trying to help him out, and he's not even being productive.
He's not even taking the steps he needs to take.
I'm like, bro, I'm throwing you Uber money. I'm throwing you quote unquote Uber money. But I'm like, come on, bro.
It's super crazy when people show you who they are. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you gotta believe them.
You always gotta believe them. Or try to push them towards better, but there's tough love involved in that.
Man,
I help you out for a little bit, but no, I'm cutting it off now until you learn how to use it.
I almost want to say complacency in our culture
it's crazy.
It's worse than what the country has done to us.
It's crazy. 100%. Because we as a people just, we have this thing where we kind of get, and you said the word comfortable, but we just take whatever's given to us. Like, boy.
That's super.
It's because we're so adaptive.
If you're not growing, you're dying. Like, and that's so real. And it's like, the more y'all say it, it's like, the more, it's like at the root of everything that we're saying, it's like, yo, if you're not constantly
growing, striving for better
towards that goal, moving towards like, yo,
and adjusting the goal.
Yeah.
And like,
I don't have to be that.
I was talking to, like, in this interview, I was like, understanding and like changing generational wealth. And like, the lady was like, oh my God. It was like, yo, like, trying to change generational wealth, trying to go from like these people live paycheck to paycheck. These were my parents. My generation going forward, from now on, will be trust fund, bank accounts, stocks,
and it's
bonds,
funny. It's funny you bring that up because
fucking properties.
It's funny you say that because for a long time I couldn't see. To be honest, to be transparent, like because I came from struggle, I was selfishly like, I'm trying to get it.
Right.
And now recently, I'll say recently to the fact of recent, like as in maybe 2-3 weeks ago, I'm just wrapping my mind around really setting my family up for like the next 40 years. Because at first I was like, I don't really care, they'll get it how they get it, kind of how I got it. But when they really start wrapping their mind around it and see what's going on, it's like, no, I need to set up a whole community. I brought up the hibachi spot to bring in a more serious topic because when I answered the phone, I thought it was an older woman. And when I got there, it was an 8-year-old kid, like an 8-year-old Asian kid. It was like, hey, how are you doing everything? Ringing orders, multitasking, answering the phone, count and change out correctly. And I'm like, yo, he's 8 years old, bro. And if we do if you talk to 6 more 8 years, like it's different. Like they just do it to the extent, like, and I like to applaud the Asian culture just because, like, I see them do that a lot, like more than anybody else.
And you know what's so crazy is like I used to get mad. Honestly, I used to get mad, and be like, yo, why do you always? What is it? They own everything.
They keep it in the family.
Right? They keep it in the. You can't get hired nowhere
at all.
That ain't like, you know what I'm saying? Like
I saw one white girl in a Chinese spot, and I think she got lucky. Like I just think they fucked with her. She might even been a family friend. It was like, yo, come here, don't be crazy. But come here, take some orders, do some deliveries.
Fucking England.
That's relax.
Like real stuff.
But they just really build their families up, and then it starts with that. You build your family up, and then everyone's doing that, and then you build your culture up.
The crazy thing is everybody got jobs.
Yeah.
The problem became,
and they don't have to.
The business is sustaining everybody.
The problem is not that we weren't like that. We've never been like that. Like, we
100%.
were like that until they started making policies. They started implementing programs to help people, yet the help that you could get, you had to be by yourself. You had to be doing it on your own.
And
they strip away your ability to tag teams for shit. But because it's free help, because it's free money, we gravitate to it. We gravitate to it so strongly, then that becomes generational. And they have the system set up where it's though generational poverty is okay, and the government allows it because, perfect example, Section 8. If your mom's on Section 8, when she passes away,
probably
either
you or one of your siblings get Section 8.
And the problem with that is you make a generation okay because they're like my parents.
You make it.
It's okay.
You never.
It's not as wrong.
It's right. Yeah, you never strive for better. Like it's still generational. It's still generations of families and the projects in the city, and it's like they've never strived for anything better. You ride past there, and they're living in the projects, but they got Beamers outside. They got Gucci belts on. Like, yo, you're not striving for anything better because you've got comfortable and you've been taught that this is okay. You've been taught that this is a way to live.
I'm like, bro, you went for the Gucci
my whole
belt. You could have
block got Beamers, Mercedes. Like, my whole block, I'm like, wait.
What are you doing here?
We all got 2-bedroom townhouses, right?
It is hella fucking Beamers over there, too.
Hella
Beamer
trucks, Mercedes Benz.
No, them cars be around here.
Yeah, real talk. Yeah, because obviously,
I see a Lambo in 83.
But this is the thing. You know why they're comfortable having that Beamer around his house in that 1 or 2 bedroom townhouse they got? Because they're not in the hood no more, and that's the goal. If you have goals,
I'm done now.
And you from the hood, your goal is to get out the hood. Oh, we out the hood. Let's go get these Beamers. Let's go get that. Let's go get these big shit. That's the goal.
And I would say like we gotta do more of showing our people.
They don't see the houses that are like a block away.
It's like no, look,
it
gets better.
Yeah, like I can't even be happy. Like it will move on.
And one thing I realized, like out of my personal experience, we gotta start showing each other that it goes so much further. Like I wasn't even, and like I was the dude that was clowning people. Was like, yo, you doing business? That's so stereotypical. Like, yo, Not even stereotypical. That's the wrong word. That's so basic.
Cliche.
Like you just went to business. You don't even know what you're gonna do. And when I had an older, I don't even think he's black, but he's mixed. He looked like he's like Spanish or black or some shit. But he claims that, like he claims a black man. But it wasn't until he showed me, like, no, you can do this. Why don't we look at this? Started getting me into real estate. Started showing me different stuff. I had a guy that was like, yo, let's go buy a UPS one. I was like, oh shit, like this is real now. You start getting a taste of that, and you're like, oh shit.
I understand what you're saying, but I agree with how you look at it. Mm-hmm. If you go to business school with no plan, if you're just going to business school because that's what people told you to do, mm-hmm. That's stupid.
And I'll always tell people like, look, college is cool only if you know what you're going to do.
Yeah,
because then it's a waste of money.
Even if you don't know what you're going to do, bro, give yourself 2 semesters, 3 semesters. Like, is this where I belong? And if it's not where you belong, bro, it's trades out there where you can go get a trade and make 3 times as much money as people that graduate from school if they even get a job.
What was a real eye opener for me? Not graduating college and seeing the people that had masters struggle just like I struggled.
Yo,
it's like, bro, what? You spent so much money to not struggle.
Bro, when I was working for Comcast, like, it was, I mean, we can all point out when we were doing, like, but, like, I don't know about y'all, but, like, niggas didn't finish here. You know what I'm saying? So, it's like...
I definitely didn't finish.
But I know multiple people where you can be like, let's pull up the W-2s. You ain't just doing it. Right, yeah, you ain't doing shit that's like, so... I need some ribs, yeah.
I might hit the Amish market tomorrow.
I'm sorry, what?
I might hit the Amish market tomorrow. They open Thursday through Sunday.
They are open. All of them. Is that gonna be open every day?
Damn. If that can fit my new nutrition shit. I'm talking about the arm like I got money.
I'm saying. This was right shit.
I'm actually out of that.
Out of what?
Huh? Why? I don't have one.
Oh no, you cool.
Oh gosh, I know if that's what you do. But you might want to go on. I got a vodka and all that good stuff.
Yo, that's the deepest conversation we had.
No, that's a good joint. Is we calling a rep? Is that a thing?
Me too. I'm starving.
I'm right behind you. I think you should start saying the name of the podcast again because I was looking up some marketing stuff and it's not the smartest thing to not do.
What, extracurricular-nonsense?
Yeah, like we should definitely.
You ever thought about changing that?
To what?
A word?
I'm just asking. You ever thought about it?
To what?
Huh?
I'm not opposed to it.
Well, you gotta have it.
But for the meantime, this is extracurricular nonsense.
If you
like, follow, subscribe, all that good stuff.
Team, who you gonna place with? You know what I'm saying?